Welcome everyone. This is an impromptu video. It's kind of a quick tips kind of video regarding Amazon Flex. I was scheduled for a Whole Foods block a while ago, but unfortunately, due to high traffic, and this should be a lesson learned first and foremost for myself, but also for all the other Flex drivers. I need you to keep in mind if you feel that you're going to be late, even if it's just a minute late because they give you a 5 minute gateway after the time you're supposed to be arriving. So, for example, if you're supposed to be there at 4, the latest time is 4:05 on the dot. Once you're past 4:05, you're considered late, and then you're not going to be able to do your shift. So, regarding when you schedule yourself for any shift, especially Whole Foods, if you feel you're not going to be able to make it, and also if you feel you're going to be late, you should just go ahead and cancel. Now, with the regular flex deliveries, they really prefer that you cancel no later than 45 minutes. And for the Whole Foods, it's the same thing, but they say at the very latest cancel at 5 minutes if it happens to be past 45 minutes. So, with that being said, look what happened to me today. I was on my way to do the Whole Foods, and I was at a point where I said, well, it's getting ready to be 4 o'clock. There's no way I'm going to be able to make it from the distance I was to the Whole Foods within 5 minutes. And being a bit naive, I thought, well, maybe I could still make it maybe a minute or two after the fact. So I didn't actually arrive to the Whole Foods till about 4:08, and it wouldn't allow me to go ahead and clock or start rather. And I thought it was weird. I thought maybe they changed something, but with them, once you're past that 5 minute mark, you're pretty much you're gonna have to find yourself back home. So I decided to just call them and see if maybe they'll let me get by and work it anyway. But unfortunately, the person on the phone, their support told me that there's nothing they can do about it. So with that being said, to all the flex drivers, be very mindful about the time. If you feel like you can't make it, don't sign up for shifts. You're better off like canceling or not even signing up for the shifts. But don't be late because you're just gonna waste their time and your time and gas and energy. Like I said, me personally, I thought I was gonna make it like probably at the very latest a minute or two late, but they do not accept that whatsoever. So that's a tip for you. If you feel, especially the Whole Foods, if you feel you're gonna be late, just go ahead and cancel. Don't even attempt it. With making when you're on your way to make a block, I would definitely plan ahead, especially depending on what time of the day it is. Also, if you live in a big city or not. There was quite a lot of traffic. I did have to stop a few times, and at a lot of my stops, I had to stop at least 2 or 3 minutes apiece. So I ate up a lot of time, and I realized when I was on my I guess my main street where I'm at, I already realized it's already 15 minutes till. I should have already just canceled at that point, but I was again, like I said, I was being naive and I thought I could make it, but I just didn't. I guess that's just me. But anyway, so another tip is when you're doing your blocks, if possible, have your orange vest on. I'm going to be providing a link here for a cheap vest you can get. It's a nice one. It's actually nicer than the little standard ones they give you. Of course, over time it wears out, but hey, it is what it is. The reason why I recommend people keep them on because that way you're more visible, especially if you're doing blocks at night. That way people don't freak out like you see you got a safety vest on because obviously, if you're a robber son, you're not going to be wearing a big orange safety vest. And if you were to be stopped by people on the street asking what you're doing, what I do personally, I just announce my name. I say, hey, hey, I'm Richard. I'm just doing Amazon deliveries. And like I do sometimes, I say, I'm Richard Amazon. I just dropped off 2 packages right here. And then hopefully that'll be the end. I haven't had any conflicts or anything. And also another tip is be very careful about parking in front of someone's driveway. I'm a little bit guilty of that. I need to kind of stop doing that. But 9 times out of 10, there's no one there. No one's on the way. But just try to be careful where you're parking. Me personally, when I'm in a neighborhood, this is another tip. When I'm in a neighborhood and I have a block where everything is basically in the same neighborhood, I would just keep your hazards on and just kind of drive a little slow and drop, park somewhere, drop them off. And also, if you have like three deliveries on the same street, if you can, just park off to the side, keep your hazards on, and make sure you don't lock your keys or anything. Just take your keys with you. Just park, drop the package off, and go back and make the rest of your deliveries. And also, when you're driving through the neighborhoods, be very careful about animals. This is more of a common sense thing, not really a tip, but more common sense. Because there's times where I'm in neighborhoods where there's a lot of ducks and geese and even peacocks. And I know that sounds crazy, but I went into a neighborhood not too long ago where there's literally peacocks running all over the street. Just be mindful of where you're going and try not to drive too fast, especially if you see a lot of kids. That's another thing. When you see you're entering a neighborhood and there's lots of people out, because I've been in neighborhoods where there's plenty of people out and about, just be a little careful, drive a little bit slower, have your hazards on. Um, and yeah, I don't know if I have some more tips right now. Be sure to make another video. But really, the point of the video is to talk about making it on your schedule shift. If you feel you're going to be late, just go ahead and cancel. I wouldn't really risk it because what happened to me, as a short summary, what happened to me, thought I was going to make it. Next thing you know, I ended up just wasting gas and time and energy just to get turned back around. And from what I understand, it doesn't really look good if you're late or a no show. So as a result, I just had to email them and tell them that, excuse me, I had to tell them that I was late and I'm not no show. Unfortunately, due to high traffic, that was pretty much the circumstance. And hopefully, it won't happen again. I just have to play it smart, and I want you to play it smart because you don't want to waste time. And of course, you don't want to be late or be a no show, of course, for a block. Anyways, I hope I helped. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.